After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War. Now, in the year 1973, the world still lies in the heart of this frigid period. The West and East engage in proxy wars to assert dominance, while spies and agents engage in shadowy dealings. And, with the threat of nuclear war, the world always feels close to doomsday. It's as if the whole world is holding their breath, waiting for someone to make the first wrong move.
Hello, welcome back to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Good Trouble. It's been a week. It's not actually been a while. It's been just a week.
Only a week, and this is episode 26, by the way. So I don't remember exactly how long Havoc Moon was, but we're getting close to that amount of episodes.
I believe it was 32.
Yes, we're getting pretty close. What percent of the way would you say we're through Good Trouble right now, Tin?
I'd say we're hovering between halfway and 3/4.
Oh wow, nice. All right. Well, last time, what happened was we had crash landed in rural China. We went to Vasilii's. After we had, escaped Vasilii's home and like his father had been resurrected, Vasilii and Driver took Chelsea to a cabin to help her recover. When they all were like seemingly having their minds messed with, perceiving things strangely, and we realized we were under some sort of dream-like stand effect, and we tried to reach out to Billy O, and he managed to stop Driver shortly before he chopped his head off, and then we went
Came in right from Havoc Moon.
Yes. Or sorry, not Billy. Bats.
It's like fucking Doctor Strange portal opened
They're
up.
both fucking B names, alright. And then
There's a lot of names.
yeah, and then
You're a fucking B name the way you're behaving.
and then they helicoptered out of there, and that's where we left off. You want to give the fucking recaps? Be my guest. All right.
I never said
get
that.
your character's name right.
You know what? You make a good point.
All right, go ahead, Tin. Spin us off.
Okay. So as we come back, we're going to begin with you've all received injuries. So one by one, upon returning to Antichrist, the train, you have been inserted into the giant teddy bear high power. And,
I wonder where my injuries came from.
Well, you're not injured. You're sitting over drink.
Smoking too tough.
I was poking fun at Vasilii.
Oh right. And one by one, the bear sort of vomits you out of its stomach back onto the floor of the med bay, roughly, perhaps creating new injuries that will not be healed.
Oh, this is so sad. Endless cycle. You just have to keep entering high power for like 5 seconds and then get vomited out and have to go back in.
One must imagine Chelsea happy.
Speaking of, Chelsea's gonna sort of pick herself up, flexing her fingers, happy that she's like able to move again, but it's a short-lived happiness because immediately
And happy that she's not a fish anymore either.
that too, yeah, definitely sees Vasilii differently. She's going to.
Does she have sympathy now for the victims they've been interrogating?
No.
You went through a whole like Metal Gear Solid 3 like sorrow thing. It's like feel the pain of those whose lives you have ended.
Not even close.
I think you just lost reputation with Chelsea is all.
Yeah. But she's gonna pick herself up. And why were we looking for the Black Chrysanthemum again?
It's the key to killing.
It's a engineered weakness for a Genesis.
Yeah, that's right.
And I believe Driver's the one who's holding it.
Yep.
As I get vomited out, Chelsea tries to pick herself up and offers a hand to Driver, almost without missing a beat. Like they've been in there probably days or whatever. And immediately she's like, "All right, come on, we gotta go see Neil. We gotta move."
Yep.
Everybody
Let's
good?
go.
I'm imagining Vasilii plops out and like he just gets a feeling of being chopped liver as no one gives him a hand.
Hands for you, Vasilii.
Maybe you can have a fin.
Yeah, I think after that, Chelsea's doesn't want to touch Vasilii at all.
Then again, Bats wouldn't be injured because he wasn't there for the.
I'd imagine I was I'd imagine I was just waiting with Neil already in the mission room.
Okay, so if the rest of you come into the mission room, the doors open, and you see a strange triumvirate. You see Neil, Kay, and Bats, who is like it looks like he's part of like the mission operating crew just because he's already sitting here. He's a strange sensation.
Gentlemen,
Bats, I see you've moved on up in the world. What's your new position?
well, mainly staying home after I caught the flu. But I'm glad we're all back together as a team.
Yes, and we're glad that Bats managed to defeat the flu stand.
The flu?
We're not gonna talk about that.
But it's not up for discussion. Anyway, how are you feeling?
What was the flu? What happened with the flu?
Confidential information, Chelsea.
Beyond your
Confidential.
clearance.
Why? Bats is of lower ranking than me, sir. He's a criminal. Why can't we know? What happened with the flu?
Excuse me? I'm of lower ranking to you?
You are objectively a lower rank in the organization.
To be
Did you
fair,
not
you
notice
were a
that we stopped
prisoner.
talking Did you not notice that we stopped talking when you entered the room? That's what I thought. Okay.
We were discussing the World Series, but okay.
Whatever. You know what?
What year is this, Tan?
It doesn't matter.
I don't give enough of a shit about it. The point is, we got what
It's
you
an
need.
alternate history.
We got what you
I
need.
wanna
the
know
Red
who
Sox win
played.
again?
Dan doesn't know any American baseball teams.
I know that baseball exists and that there's something called the World Series. That's enough.
The 1973 World Series in the
It's
MLB
1974.
was between... Oh, okay, let's see.
It's probably like
The 1974 World Series was played between the Oakland Athletics and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I don't even think the Oakland Athletics exist anymore.
I don't think they do either.
I don't think they've done very well.
Let's see. It's not telling me who won. Oh, the Athletics won, so I guess they did do well.
That's why they were tired. They're like, all right, we've already reached the highest
They
point
hit
of
the peak.
baseball.
They hit the peak.
That's what the Cubs should have done. Anyway, whatever. I don't give a shit about the flu. We got what you need, so can you have your little science guys look at this and then we can go kill Genesis now?
Kay raises an eyebrow as she accepts the black chrysanthemum. Well, me and my little science guys will get right on it. This is
I got a question about this thing. So how is this exactly a weapon?
Well, from what I understand, I've been pouring through the research notes recovered from the asylum. The organism that was engineered called Genesis, they wanted, of course, methods to eliminate outside of standard UV lights and sunlight itself. So they engineered an allergy to this specific rare plant. So if we can reproduce this, make some sort of delivery mechanism to get inside his body, it should be essentially poison.
Perfect.
And you're telling me that this guy doesn't have an EpiPen?
Well, I couldn't tell you that. I can only work the information we've got, but
With all the resources I was able to get as the leader of Better Angels, I was able to afford 4 EpiPens I could use. Then, well,
And what year
well,
are
if
we
he
in
knows to
again?
stab himself with an EpiPen, I trust that you'll be able to shoot out of his hand. I have faith in you.
When were EpiPens?
I do
Mid
have
1970s.
Oh shit!
I do have one bit of concern though.
Yeah.
By all means.
As I told you in the debriefing, I managed to get the flower out of there as well as Chelsea by pretending that I destroyed the flower using Proto-Men. That's twice now that I've used this trick to fake them out, and from now on, I doubt they're gonna... I'm willing to bet they're gonna know to not fall for it again.
Well,
And-
surely that's only the case once they discover the chrysanthemum still exists. So until then,
Yeah. And additionally,
Shit.
they might decide that I'm too big of a threat for them to keep letting get away. You understand? because every single time we bump into them, my stand records more and more information about them.
Say they'll make you a priority target.
That's just my theory, though.
Well, it's sound thinking, so I wouldn't discount it, Neil. Well, we'll be trying to put that in mind when we prepare our next mission against them. Meanwhile, Vasilii, I understand that some developments occurred as you were leaving as well in regards to your deceased father.
I wish. He's no longer so deceased, though. Somehow, although I don't quite understand the mechanism, he's come back to life.
Seems like he managed to revive himself using memories unearthed by the Barbie doll.
The Barbie doll, like by the toy.
Type of rock insect.
So somehow his father returned. That is, we've got squads trying to track him now, but for the moment, he's an unknown quantity.
Yeah, he really did not. He really did not like that I cloned the flower.
So whether he tries to join up with the Better Angels or goes out on his own, we'll have to deal with him at some point as well. So I wouldn't worry too much, Vasilii. Perhaps you'll get to rectify that deceased rating before long.
He was dead though.
I think Vasilii.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I think Vasilii looks Neil straight on, with a look in his eye that, given their previous interactions, is very out of character. You know, the look isn't like pleading. It's not sucking up like he wants a new medal, or he's not trying to please his boss at all this time. He just says, "You get even a peep about him, you let me know." The same goes for my siblings. You got that?
Absolutely.
He was
In fact,
dead. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, go on.
I was gonna ask. He was dead for sure, right? Like you know he died before, and he came back to life. Is what happened.
We did track down his grave and confirm a body in there, so he was dead.
Well, my fear is, between this and what's happened with my husband, I mean, even if we manage to kill Genesis, what's to stop him from coming back? What can we do to prevent this?
Well, I don't think that'll be... Well, your husband came back because he was made into a ghoul.
Okay, but...
And...
Very sensitive.
Sorry about that.
That's fine.
My condolences as well.
But what about his dad? I mean, that was unlike anything.
Vasilii's father was apparently somehow resurrected through the memories absorbed by Barbie doll, but I'm willing to wager that might be an effect of his father's stand. That sort of thing doesn't normally happen with Barbie dolls.
Indeed, these are unfortunate coincidences, but I wouldn't derive too much of a pattern from them until we see a third one.
Fine.
You're claiming my father had a stand.
It wouldn't be that. Would it be truly be that bizarre?
I mean, you have a stand.
And your siblings
I think Vasilii gets an uneasy look on his face. He's never shared how he got his stand before.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I never saw him use it when I was a kid.
Maybe he got it after you left? I mean, weren't you born with yours?
You were born with yours?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good to know.
Mine was more of a development case, so I understand where you're coming from.
People can develop sands?
It's tricky. From what I can tell, either it's more of an awakening. I don't really know if I've had this since birth.
It's a matter for modern science. It's still contentious.
All right, so we've got someone back.
I
from...
think we've been.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna, I think at this point we've known each other long enough for me to spill. But Neil, driver, you two seem in the know. You ever heard of an artifact called an arrow?
Yep.
Neil sits up slightly. I've heard of it, yes.
When I was prospecting up north after my father's death, I stumbled upon one, and that's where my stand came from.
I see. It's it pierced you or it injured you?
I was in the middle of a storm and I was nearly dead, but somehow I stumbled upon it. It was like I was drawn to it, and then I survived and fade into you. Okay, I forgot my stand name for a second, not gonna lie. I just fade into you to survive.
I see. So it was just lying there in the snow?
It wasn't just some regular. It was in Siberia. It was buried.
Oh, I see.
Did you take it with you? Do you still
Where's
have
the arrow now? That's important stuff.
I lost it a long time ago.
How do you
Neil
lose
turns
an
pale.
object
You
that
lost
gives
it?
you magic powers?
Dante's pinching the bridge of his nose and just not asking any questions.
It's not exactly your car keys, Vasilii. Maybe
How do you think Wen got his stand?
You gave it to him, or did he take it?
He took it.
How long ago was that?
Well, it's
I could not hear what you said.
it's actually a good thing we're
whatever happened to the arrow, there's probably no preventing it either way. That thing's driven by fate or some shit.
Well,
exactly. Stand users are drawn to stand users.
If we can get that arrow back from your brother, we can just make a whole army of stand users, right? And just go march on
That
better
is
angels.
very ill-advised.
Don't let her cook.
Well, why? Why? What's so bad about it?
What happened the last time we stumbled on a legion of stand users?
The more stand users we have, the more stand users we'll attract. And also, even if the people we inject with the arrow survive, which is not guaranteed, it'll become harder to control them once they become like us. Like,
We're looking at Stand World War.
Yeah. And I mean, look at the four of us. We're not exactly stable individuals.
I have no clue what you're talking about, driver.
I think Chelsea had an idea, but it was like so unethical that even she like swallows it down. But the idea
Immediately proving driver correct.
The idea was like keep stabbing people with the arrow until you get someone cooperative with a stand that could kill Genesis, and otherwise just shoot
That
them in the
literally
head.
literally the Nijimura plan in part 4.
Yeah, and then if they're not good enough, just shoot them in the head. Like
Chelsea's they're like, you need to kill Josuke Higashikata.
I mean, we're basically a CIA. We discarded our moral privileges a long time ago.
We're not part of the CIA.
What if we captured?
I said basically.
Hear me out.
We're against the CIA.
We grab a group of criminals, maybe people on death row, right? Hit them with the arrow, put bomb collars around them, and tell them that if they don't help us, we'll blow them up.
That's a very tricky plan, Chelsea.
That's a stupid idea, and it'll never work. And then there's a link, and then there's a link to the remaster of Darkside Rainbow.
What we have to tell is something on the island.
Neil files that away for somewhere 40 years later.
He's like, say that again.
Hold up.
The plan gets, executed by his son, Buzz Speedwagon.
Buzz Speedwagon. All right. Okay, so the arrow can't help us. Fine, whatever. Look, we've got too many loose ends right now. We've got to figure out a way to actually get this to Genesis, who we don't even know where he is. We have Vasili's father back, and who knows what he's going to do with Better Angels. We're still wanted all over America. We have to hide around in Siberia. We need to... there's too much going on at once. We need to concentrate our forces and tackle one problem at a time. And more importantly, we need help from someone. Whether we make more stand users, or if you know any other stand users or people we can ally ourselves with, it's getting too big for just us. There's got to be something that could give us an edge.
Indeed. It's funny you've mentioned this, and that, Vasilii, you've mentioned your brother, because I think I've come to a agreement that could help with all this.
Oh,
no. Wen comes out with like a cook's apron holding a sheet of cookies.
Do you remember Simon Scraggly?
No.
Oh, no.
Is that the fly guy?
That's the fly guy.
Oh, Lord. Why do you only hire the most annoying stand users?
A little while ago.
As she says that, Rivers is walking down the hallway.
You tears shed.
Why do you say this?
No, not you, Rivers. You're perfect.
Your fly using friends will think of that, but Simon Scraggly won't.
Okay, so Scraggly. How do you know he's reliable? He was working for the U.S.
Exactly. A little while ago, I sent him back to the US as a sort of ambassador. Don't worry, I made sure he wasn't going to just run off. We took precautions. But he has managed to get us... This all sounds very feudal, but an audience with... you recall that group of that new Secret Service that went after you?
I don't remember their name, but yeah.
The Reality Pizza.
The reality... I remember.
I immediately sit up to attention when she's mentioned.
Down bad.
I don't want to work with the symmetry guy though. He seemed like kind of an asshole.
At the very least, we may have put together an opportunity to negotiate, let's say, a ceasefire so that we can operate in the US again. And that will help a lot. Because we won't have to spend all our time on this train in the middle of the snow, in the middle of nowhere.
Sometimes I thought about just blowing out Antichrist's CPU so I wouldn't have to hear him talk anymore.
What?
Nothing.
What?
Excuse me? Says Antichrist.
Nothing. Go about your business.
You're standing in his ear right now.
It's
Well,
just a giant ear on the floor.
Well, he is just a machine.
What'd you say?
I said, well, he's just a machine.
Yeah, he's not a person.
Unbeknownst to Vasilii, in his private quarters in the train, the temperature goes down a bit, so it'll be uncomfortable for him later.
All right. Okay. So how do we know this isn't a trap? All right. What's our plan here? Where are we meeting?
So Simon Scraggly has offered that we can meet at the home of the Senator of Texas, Senator Green.
Mm-hmm.
Senator Houston Green. He's one of the patrons of this burgeoning new organization. He's having a party tonight. There'll be many civilians there, many American civilians. So that at least should provide some measure of, I don't want to say human shield because that's kind of messed up, but they won't want this sort of stuff to be seen in the open, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And we can, of course, plant our own people to make sure if things escalate, we can act accordingly. I believe you mentioned Mr. Rivers, for example. He'll be on site.
I feel much safer with him around, to be honest.
Fantastic.
Okay.
What's the plan for hiding Rivers? I mean, he's a pretty big fucking guy.
Can't you turn him into a ball?
I can.
Ball.
And then you can throw him out like a Pokemon when you need him.
No worry, we've already got a cover identity for
That is
him.
a Pokemon.
Rivers, I choose you.
Senator Green is something a bit eccentric. He likes to have eclectic bands and performances at his personal parties. So we've managed to get a cover identity for a good Mr. Rivers.
Oh, that's perfect, Rivers. You were a drummer, right?
He will be Mr. Otto, the Lion Tamer.
Oh, that's
Oh,
what
God.
you meant. Mbab
And-
Mbube.
Yes, that's also Mbube's cover identity, being the team's lion.
Can I see Mbube? I want to pet him.
He steps out. There's blood around his mouth.
He was in the shadows of the room somehow, hiding behind the curtain.
He steps out from behind the desk.
He got shorter.
He was curled up on my feet earlier.
Oh my god, Mbube, it's so good to see you.
I couldn't
buddy.
move. That's why I've been sitting down.
Mbube gets plenty of pets from me. Okay.
So as you go in, Mbube, Mr. Rivers, and several other agents will be planted undercover as, let's say, bodyguards. If things kick off, I'd first advise you to endeavour they don't kick off. If they do, however, get out of there.
Neil,
Fire
what's
up a
our
flare.
main goal here? I mean, are we just trying to strike an alliance to find Genesis, or is there something
Well-
more that you want to get out of this?
At the very least, I want a ceasefire so we can return to the US and continue our operations there. But if an alliance is possible, if you can get anything else out of them, then that would be much appreciated. I'm trusting your negotiation skills.
Jeez. Okay. You know, have we figured out where exactly these fine folks are positioned against the better angels?
It's unclear for now. I don't know that they have as much knowledge of the better angels as we do. Wen
Right.
is among their ranks, and he had some sort of vendetta with them, so whether he's told them anything, I can't say.
Well, I'm willing to set aside our differences for your sake.
Thank you.
Why are they willing to call a ceasefire? What's in it for them?
I suppose,
Stopping the better angels, for one.
So they don't believe that we're the cause anymore?
I suppose they think we're the lesser of two angels.
would you want to be the greater angel?
Greater angel. Alright. That's good enough for me. We've got people on the ground. We've got a plan. That's a start. When do we meet with them? How long do we have?
1 week from now. So any preparations you want to make, I would suggest you go ahead and do so.
Yeah,
And get ready for a party, I suppose. Hopefully that's all that we need to get ready for.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, well, yeah. Fuck. What should we do, guys?
So yeah, they said any preparation you'll make over this week, please just tell me that.
The obvious one is to get Gay to, or not Gay, Gay to make us some gadgets.
What?
Like, what would we do?
I'm sorry, did you...
We need
Kay-
to get gay.
Kay, did you hear what she called you?
No, Kay. But what would like be helpful for us to have her make, if anything? I can't think of any other preparations we can do on the train.
I've got all sorts of things on this train that I can use for construction, so if there's any specific gadgets that are feasible, I can surely go ahead and make them for you.
I
All
just
Vasilii
realized you've
needs
never
is an
made a
assortment
James
of-
Bond gadget for us to use.
Hold on. That's all I
I
did.
was promised. Well,
I made you a talking car. And
you
wrecked
made
it.
a talking car, and you made like
You've made vehicles for us.
You made like a really good mask, but like, where's our laser pens and our like drills that break open safes
Okay.
and our
Here you go.
glasses
Here's a
that can
laser
see
pen.
through walls?
He's a laser pen. She throws it at the Grushin. She's not really aiming at any particular one of you.
I catch it and I open it. Is
There's
it
a thin
actually a
laser of UV lights. Not enough to kill a vampire, but enough to jar it or shock it.
It's a UV
See,
light
that's
laser?
fucking cool.
Yes.
All right, I put it in my little suit pocket.
Is that like the kind you could use to like point at an airplane and
cause a
disrupt
crash?
Absolutely. We've used it for several... yes.
Wait till you
It,
see
Oh,
it
hold on
burns.
now.
37
sometimes a
years
plane's
from now.
got to go down. A military plane, an enemy military plane, has got to go down.
Strictly
I think,
military planes.
I think Vasilii asks Neil for something in private.
Absolutely. Well, let's go into the hallway, I suppose.
Oh no, as in private, as in off screen.
Okay. Am I going to find out what this is at any point? Or... Ah, right. Well, I suppose that can be arranged. I'll have an order put in. All right, and then anyone else got anything they want to do over this week? Any preparations or training or gadgets they want?
I'm trying to think. I don't want to hold things up too long, but I would like a minute or two maybe to try and brainstorm. I think if you know those things you always see in spy movies that you put them on your hands and you can climb up walls.
Yeah, like suction cups.
Shin pads.
Yeah,
Shin
exactly.
pads?
Well, the suction cup things, or night vision goggles. Fuck, what else would be important? That's all stuff that will only be relevant if things go wrong.
Heart attack gun.
Heart attack gun. Maybe something that disrupts communications, like radio frequencies and stuff. If we get in trouble.
Chafe grenades.
Yeah, EMP.
Cyanide capsule.
Cyanide capsule only for Vasilii.
Excuse you.
All of us are assigned the cyanide capsule, but we all give ours to Vasilii.
This
merge the pills together as a big Pac-Man pill.
God, imagine how many times you can die if you swallow this.
Oh! Can I
Bang into it like an apple.
Can I get a grappling hook?
Absolutely, that's on the tamer end of what we anticipated. Here's a grappling hook.
Fuck.
I have one in my. We used to make all these rolls up, but no one ever used them. We've got them lying around. I've got one on my desk here. Here you go.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'll check that. Make sure that still works. Not in here though.
All right, and then I think. What do you guys think? Do we need anything else? Smoke grenades, maybe.
I want a gun that's tinier and can fit in my suit pocket.
The noisy cricket.
Let me check my other desk drawer. I think. Yeah, I've got a couple in here just in case anyone sort of broke into this office and I needed to kill them. I've got. Here's a little private little number for you.
Smaller.
Smaller.
Yeah,
Let me check my shoe. There's a little false bottom to my shoe here. That's why I look so tall. Let me take a look. How about this? Is small enough? It fits between two fingers.
Kay, do you think you can make it a little bit smaller? Maybe some water shrinkage?
How small do you need it?
Okay, I don't want to go this route. You know how some people hide cyanide capsules in their teeth? I just reach in here. Here's the smallest gun we have.
Perfect.
The mouth.
It fits on top of your finger.
How do you even pull the trigger?
The bullets in this thing have got to be fucking useless, right?
It was more of a novelty item, if I'm honest, at this point.
Might be a great way to stealthily insert the poison.
It's like the fucking Mr. Krabs' world's smallest violin.
Exactly, that's what I'm picturing.
Don't worry, I got a plan for later.
By the way, you're gonna need this. He hands you a toothpick. That's for pulling the trigger.
Bats tucks it away behind his ear.
Nice. I mean, that might be a good way to stealthily shoot the poison into Genesis, but I don't think he's going to be at.
I'm not sure that can even break the skin.
It's like a fucking water gun.
It's not. I'm not sure how stealthily you can
what
do
it
it.
actually does
It's like fucking microscopic.
The bullet slips between the atoms in his body.
Would it just go through him then?
Right.
It slipped between the atoms of your skin and then the atoms of your organs and then out the other side, and it slipped through the atoms of the wall, and now it's still going.
We call it the quantum bullet.
But it will never hit anything, but it will never stop.
It'll keep building up power.
It's a completely theoretical bullet.
One day there'll be an alien. He'll be like, "I'm giving up. We're quantum beings. Nothing can pierce our skin." I've been waiting for this.
Hey, that's such inspiration.
What are we talking about again? Oh yeah, we're going to a meeting. All right. So what do we want to do?
We're going to a park.
Do you guys have any role play scenes you want to do before we just I guess skip forward?
I feel like it would be a good idea to try and patch things up between Chelsea and Vasilii, but I don't have a clear plan for how that would go.
Yeah. I'm not sure either. I think I'm down for that, but I think there was definitely a violation of trust there. Because previously, not only had they been close, but she'd let him use his power pretty frequently on her. And now
She
it's
had?
just like, yeah, remember we turned into like weird. Oh no, we turned other things into weird dinosaurs. I guess you haven't really
Yeah, the
used it on
chickens.
me. Yeah, you've never used it on me. So all the more
No,
reason.
no, he
to-
did one
yeah.
time when you were drunk.
Really?
Yeah, to like revert you into an ancestor who was not drunk.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that was bullshit.
Yeah. Agreed.
I think it worked. I believed it.
I don't know. An apology would probably be a place to start.
But you didn't do anything wrong.
And that's why you're never getting patched up.
Yep.
I think you've just sealed it right there. I'm sorry.
All right, so I guess we'll fast forward it then.
Absolutely, if that is what you wish.
That's what I wish. I wish upon the
Okay.
Antichrist.
So give me one moment just while I'm getting some materials up here.
Antichrist aircraft carrier mode.
Unfortunately, he will not be taking you there.
Antichrist off the rails mode just plows through a village of people.
So I'm just grabbing some pickle. Bear with me one moment.
Do you think Omni-Man could like break Mark through
Through Antichrist. Every time he's slamming into the room, he goes, ow, ow, ow. Oh man, dude, I gotta watch season 2 still.
It's very good.
I finished the One Piece live action with my dad today because I had already seen it, but I watched it again with him, and he loved it. It is so good, dude. He had the funniest reactions to everything.
I love
That's
your
nice.
story. I love your story about him just saying "Monkey D. Luffy."
Monkey D. Luffy, dude, he was so invested. He's like, "When's the next season coming out?" He's like, "I want the crew to get bigger."
Yeah, fucking 2028.
He said, "No, it's late 2024." He said
There's-
it's his favorite series we've ever watched together, and we've watched a lot of TV together.
Okay, so
Hmm.
as the time comes, you spend most of the day of the party in transit with Sergeant O, who's escorting. There's like a convoy of cars going through this tunnel right now
No, shit.
as all the people are coming.
I can't believe they did this to.
Poor Antichrist won't be able to come with us because there's like hardly any railroads in America. He'll have
They
to do couple
they
stations
chopped
over.
up his train cars and forcibly turned them into cars.
It hurts to run on gasoline.
He's like
How the
in
fuck would he-
pain.
how
It's
the
like
fuck would he
breathing
get over-
carbon dioxide for you humans.
How the fuck would he get overseas anyways?
The aircraft carrier mode. Just a giant inflatable inner tube around.
If you look behind you as your car is driving down, you can see like a pickup truck behind you with a cage with a Mbubi and Mr. Rivers sitting in it, ready for the in like full.
Wait, is Rivers in the
flamboyant
cage
costume.
too?
He is, yeah.
You see a meme. It's like, be careful of who your words actually hurt, and it's like making fun of Antichrist and he deflects it onto God from last part. All right, so we got the whole squad. You said it was a boat
No, we're in a car. This is a car. We're all driving in.
from Russia to America.
Well, if you're not
and-
familiar with my stand, it allows us to make a tunnel between two locations. And if
Wow.
you'll recall, for the last day or so, we've been driving from location to location.
Yeah, I mean, that must have hella range though to get across the ocean.
Yeah.
That might be one of the longest range stands in existence, right?
Well,
Well,
I imagine it doesn't have a lot of offensive power, so it can probably make up for it in range, right?
Yeah, all I can do is make a tunnel to anywhere I've been before, but the tunnel is always the same distance as
In
the
real
actual
life.
length it would be. It's just a straight line.
Do we have enough gas to get that distance in a car?
Don't worry. Look at that guy in the back seats. That's Grayson. A very intense looking man is sat there.
Hi,
He's got
Grayson.
like he's looking at you like intently, like his eyes are like saucers.
Why-
Grayson
look-
can make gasoline.
I
How?
look in the back.
Hold
he been
on,
here
you're
the
the
whole
guy
time?
who can make gasoline?
I make it.
It's interesting. If Bats actually thinks back to every bad moment in his life and backstory, Grayson was there. Staring from approximately 50 feet away.
Oh, I guess he was here the whole time.
The gasoline, I make it.
Okay.
This
Don't let
guy's
the
a
U.S.
dan-
government find out about you, Grayson.
Yeah, this guy is a danger to the world economy.
No matter
Don't
what,
worry.
you cannot let the U.S. government find out about you.
Don't worry, I'm disguised.
As what?
In like the modern day, the U.S. have him like rigged up to a machine to milk him for gasoline.
They have him deep in a military base on the fucking cross like Lilith and Evangelion.
Yeah, proxy wars were waged just to steal this guy.
I am disguised. It's okay.
All right, let's move.
No more talking now, he says.
Okay, let's vamonos. That's how they have him stand up.
The one leg switching.
Yeah, you just see it's like COVID, and Biden's like, very well, we'll release the emergency reserves, and you see him on the cross. It's crazy.
Biden could. This is what's powering America. If you don't take the presidency, Kamala will have to do it.
It's so funny. Have him hooked up like the God Emperor so he doesn't die.
I said for long. After a good long while of like feeling Grayson stare at the back of your head, you finally arrive out of the tunnel, and it's you come out your little convoy into a long road, basically coming up to this massive mansion on the hill. There's fireworks going off, like private fireworks. There's lots of cars already parked up. It seems like a lot of people are already here. This is a who's who of party.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fuck, it's gonna take so long to get in. Look at that line.
Indeed. If you are now getting out of the car, you can see there seems to be... Well, there's a bouncer, like a big heavy guy, and also like a smaller guy who seems to be like checking people for something.
Grayson, you better put that gasoline away. He's checking people for something.
I'm disguised. It does not exist until I want.
Bats tries to feel like a patch of his like hand and see like the consistency of his skin.
It's normal. Why do you touch? He looks offended.
Just wondering. I'm a little,
Don't
curious.
do it again.
Okay.
I have a question. If this is a fancy...
As you like go back, you see that he had like a pen knife like in his hand, like
unsheaths.
It's like he's got a pocket knife. It's like not out, but he's like had it ready.
Yeah, it's like slightly pulled out, like he's about to do a samurai slash. All right. So if this is a fancy party, my question to the group is, what's everybody wearing?
I was gonna say you are probably in some sort of like. Well, describe what you would wear.
I think Chelsea's probably wearing a nicer suit than normal, rather than like a work suit. It's like a fancy tuxedo, and it is definitely purple because it's a good color.
Anyone else wearing anything, or are you just like birthday suits?
Bats has like the most like 70s brown ass like disgusting suit you could imagine that probably costs like $5,000.
That's amazing. That's so bad. Oh, that inspired me. I'm gonna add now that Chelsea.
Imagine
has,
like when Bats is talking, now there's like someone like dubbing him.
She has shoulder pads in her suit that are so fucking high and pointed that they look like evil villain pauldrons, like sticking out at a 45-degree angle.
World of Warcraft, that suit.
Exactly. Okay.
I think Vasili's wearing like one of those white tuxedos with like the like coattails, but he's wearing it in such, and it's like it's clearly expensive, and he's got like a red shirt, red bow tie, but somehow he manages to look like a bloody penguin somehow.
Nice.
Interesting.
And what about Driver?
Hang on. Okay. I'm
Short shorts and a tank top.
I'm wearing a wife
Ask
I
beater.
define what formal wear is. I do not follow it.
Travis wearing a wife beater with like a fifth of Henny.
I do think I'm going a bit against the grain though, because I am wearing like my usual greaser fit of like leather jacket, white shirt underneath it. But it is a lot like nicer,
Hair
He
slicked
washed it
back.
a
this
bit
time.
more expensive. What do you mean washes it this time?
Yeah,
I've
he's
never
never
implied.
mentioned
I've
washing it
never.
before.
I
What?
assumed that washing clothes would be assumed. I don't think you have to say that.
What?
No,
You
no,
know what?
I mean,
No,
that is
I'm
the
not
joke.
bothering with this.
The name
Just
greaser
go.
doesn't actually mean greasy. It's just like a cliche.
Though it definitely can.
It definitely
Yeah.
can.
There's definitely some greasy greasers
Does he have
out
the
there.
slicked back hair and like if he's on in the frame too long he starts snapping his fingers and singing?
Yes. Yes.
Has to keep cutting away to prevent it from turning into a musical.
New
In
stand
fact,
ability.
Driver is snapping his fingers right now.
As we approach. Oh, can we all start snapping our fingers as we get closer?
We just start
Can we be-
entering, and we're doing like the fucking dance they do in part 5 as we enter.
Yeah.
Can we be snapping our fingers out of sync?
Yeah. Oh god.
I mean, you're free to do that.
I'm in sync with Driver. I got rhythm.
Thank you.
Pats, are you joining us? Oh fuck yeah.
Grayson like behind you all. He's like Grayson's like Luffy, help.
Luffy, help me.
But yeah, so can I take this gif as you all are walking towards the entrance? then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you get,
Snapping.
so you see this massive bouncer who's like, he, at this point, this is like the richest people like in the States. So he's not actually turning anyone away. He's there more to show that this is the kind of place that has a very powerful bouncer. But the person next to him, who seems to actually be like checking people, he's actually familiar to a few of you, bar Vasilii actually. This is a young man that you met on that oil rig, who was giving people fanciness ratings.
Oh, Persuvius
Yes.
Grease?
I had a feeling he'd show up.
Please line up for your fanciness. Oh, it's you guys.
Hold on, guys. We're gonna have to pull out the big guns for this. And Chelsea reaches into
Big
a pocket and she pulls out like shitty 90s style. You know those sunglasses that are shaped like stars in Hollywood? Like the tinted sunglasses? Hold on.
Bats goes the big guns, and then he nervously feels behind his ear for the fucking smallest gun in the world.
No.
He narrows his eyes, he looks at you, ready to read your fanciness.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the sunglasses. Star shaped.
Let's see if you become any more fancy since last time, he says, like he's about to begin fighting you.
Like one of fucking these.
He is such a fucking Pokemon ass like side character. Like he's like a guy that would show up in every fucking game.
He's been here since part 1. He was
Right.
like a character back then. So the funny thing is, in part 1, which was in like 2020, we broke the fanciness scale, which no one had ever done before, which implies that no matter how hard we go, we can't break
it.
scale. Yeah. So I put
Imagine if we break it, but he just like forgets that we did
The
it.
time roaches like leap upon him.
he must have amnesia.
maybe-
He forgot we're him.
Maybe the fanciness scale can be broken multiple times. Every time you break it, the ceiling goes up.
That's true. Yeah, so I throw on my star sunglasses and I march up first, and I'm doing that walk where it's like left leg forward with right arm, right leg forward with left arm, like I'm alternating power walking. and I lower the glasses slightly to peer over them, and I go, "Hey, Persuvius."
Roll your pose.
All right,
And that'll be against his focus. So pose is
menacing in body.
Yeah.
All right,
And
let's
he'll
do
go against
this.
his reason and pluck. He will
Unfortunately,
come out victorious.
Chelsea's pose is not that great. Oh shit! 3 successes. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second, let me roll for him. With fucking music. Reason and pluck.
Oh, 3
He
successes.
looks at you. He looks down at you, and you've never felt like so small as he looks down at you. 3, he says victoriously.
You know, in like anime where it's like the character shocked in a black background, like a white spike shoots through them.
Yeah,
Just that, like, go, and then Chelsea clutches her chest and stumbles backwards.
you're gonna fly backwards.
Yeah, she goes flying backwards into like a table somewhere.
With like a parked car, like a crater in it.
Damn it! How?
Sorry, but my standards for fanciness have improved since we last met.
My standards have gone up, and you're just not up to snuff.
And indeed, you seem to have become weaker.
Show them what we're made of, bats.
Bat swaggers up to Vesuvius and just kind of stands there, strikes a pose, and flashes the golden cyanide capsule in his teeth.
Ooh.
What?
Roll a pose with advantage. With one advantage for that.
It like glimmers in the sunlight.
You're willing to put your life on the line. Oh.
I will kill myself if you don't think I'm fancy enough. No! 3 to 3 again!
He puts an unused finger to his mouth. He's like, oh, a suicide threat? Minus 10 fanciness, I'm afraid.
No, Patsy!
You're like having a hallucination from the sudden like lack of fanciness, like the ground's crumbling beneath you, you're falling into a pit.
He gets like 10 times taller.
Driver, please! You have to do this.
He's like, he's like laughing. Isn't there anyone around here with some fanciness worth sinking my teeth into? You're free to run if you feel like it.
Driver, I know you can do it. Deep down inside of you, there's something fancier than anyone else.
It's useless. There's no way he can be too fancy for me.
I like I slam my hand down on like the roof of a car, and then I run that hand down my hair, like slicking it back, and as I do that, I put on sunglasses. I stick a wad of chewing gum in my mouth. I put my hands in my pockets, and I start going right up to him, and I start looking him in the eyes while chewing the gum, and I blow a real big bubble.
Ooh. If you fail the roll, that bubble's gotta pop in your face.
Unsacred fun in this room.
What was that?
Well, there's a dog here. It's
Oh my god, he's drowning in gasoline.
This is much more efficient way to get inside.
Jimmy.
Jesus.
Under attack.
Sorry about that. So yeah, you're blowing up the bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fool! This bubble will surely pop, and then his fanciness will plummet. He's like sweating a little bit. He's not quite sure though. So
Roll.
I would say you can either pose or maybe some kind of roll to maintain the bubble without it popping in an unsightly manner. Like withstand. You
Ooh,
could do
okay, 4
alternatively.
successes. 4
Yeah.
successes on pose. Beat that, Vesuvius.
I will. I can see through. I can see through. He's like, you're not fancy. And then he's like time seems to rewind from his perspective as he said something that simply is not true. And he's like getting gold experience requiemed by your fanciness.
I take
He's
the
like
wad
hallucinating you showing up in various outfits of increasing fanciness.
I take the wad of gum out of my mouth and I slam it onto his forehead, just leaving it stuck there, and then I walk inside.
Oh,
He like
that's-
flickers from his perspective, like the bubble gum is like a bullet wound. He's like, I died.
He shatters
No.
into fucking coins like a Scott Pilgrim character.
He shatters into glass.
God
I got mine
damn.
crushed and falls to one knee.
I like to look up. I look up to the sky, and then there's like a tear going down my eye, and I say, "You Chelsea bats, I avenged you," as if they're fucking dead.
297,000! I've never seen such fanciness before. But at least the last of them. There's no way he can be that fancy, right? And he looks up at Vasilii.
I think Vasilii, he can't do what Driver just did. There's no way. He's gotta do things his own style.
Kevin
So he's
James
gonna go
pose.
for he's gonna go for the silver fox approach. He's gonna, slick his hair back with his hand. As suddenly, streaks of white enter it. He's gonna, inexplicably grow a pencil stash due to, ancestral facial hair.
No,
And then
I must still be
he's gonna put on,
hallucinating.
yes. And then he's gonna put on, a bunch of Siberian-style snow goggles and try and walk up to this guy and say, "What are you gonna do about it?"
Roll with 2 advantages, one for his mental distress and one for your drip.
Is that a body and menacing or pluck and menacing?
I would say it's body and menacing.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6,
6.
7, 8.
He actually can't beat you then.
Well, hold on, have him roll. I want to see how badly he fails, because this could kill him.
1, 2.
Oh, what's a 7-hit difference? Hold on. So how many? You got 8, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's look at
What?
the hit difference here. So in terms of physical damage, this would have been as if cars plunged through Joseph's chest and extracted his right lung. But mental.
Everything fades to white. There's a bright white that consumes everything, and we hear his
Sorry,
memories.
did you say he got 8?
No, bright light that consumes everything as he falls backwards, and we hear, "Papa, do you make such fancy suits?" Because a person's fanciness is the measure of their soul, Vesuvius. One day, everyone meets someone fancier themselves, and that is the day we know true despair. And then he falls unconscious on the floor.
My God.
Grandpa might be
Bouncer picks him up. Not again.
Grandpa might be the fruitiest person ever born.
So true.
You can go in.
I pick myself up from the table and follow after my much fancier friends.
Chelsea, you're alive.
Yeah, I don't feel so good mentally.
You got any yellow smoke.
How did I only get a 3? I ripped the shoulder pads out. This is bullshit.
Wait a minute, aren't shoulder pads more of an 80s thing?
Fuck you.
Who cares? It just means Chelsea's ahead of the curb.
Yeah, that's why my rating was so low. I was simply breaking the style limits. JoJo Ghost! Spoilers for part 3 if you somehow haven't seen that and they're watching this.
You know what? If you're watching a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure RPG and you haven't watched part 3, you deserve to be spoiled. I'm going to say that right now. You deserve to be spoiled.
Alright, so we get in the house. What's it like inside, Tad?
So it's a bustling party. There's plenty of people around, plenty of drinks. There's like beer floats and whatnot. There's a beer fountain. Sorry, forgive me. Like a balcony up above. Like there's a second story that seems to be like out of bounds. And you see lots of famous people, like politicians from the States. There's like actors, actresses, people you don't know, but are presumably important by virtue of being here. And as you're entering, you see that someone is approaching you. It's a older woman, and in fact, it's the reality pizza woman that the driver was fighting previously. And she's sort of walking towards you on purpose. Like she's in a suit with a sword sheathed at her side, but no one seems to take much notice of the sword.
Interesting.
Now, Tan, is this a fancy party or more of a crazy rich person party?
Crazy rich person party.
Okay. So there's like entertainers and shit, like people.
You can see Mr. Rivers like doing tricks with Ube.
Right, dancing on tables, stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Is Mr.
Right now,
is Rivers giving someone a lap dance right now?
No, he's like it's like a show they're doing. It's like a 3-part play with Mbebe playing all the roles.
Nice.
Is there any gambling going on?
There is actually. There's like some blackjack tables set up.
I'll be right back. Beth says as he steps away from the group.
No, about his crippling gambling addiction. Okay, and as you step off, Bats, what is it you want to do? Like, I assume you want to gamble, but
I look around. What are my options here?
well, it's some fairly like casual tables set up. There's some dealers, of course, and a lot of drink going around. Um,
Who's the most important looking dealer in this section of the party?
there's one who seems like standing a bit straighter than everyone else. He's got like slicked back, black graying hair. He's got a thin pencil mustache. He's got his like eyes closed all the time, so you know he's got something going on, and he's shuffling
I,
cards without looking at them.
I walk over to this guy. Hey, pal.
Monsieur,
Where's
how
the?
can I help you?
I'm a little sick of the standard blackjack, poker. Typical games. You got anything more suited to a refined taste?
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. You want something a little more eclectic, no?
A little more esoteric, if you will.
Oh, do you know the tarot?
No, I do not. And Bats takes a seat down, but you have my attention.
Where they say the tarot can determine your fate. I've trained in all games of cards and some fortune telling as well. Oh, shall I
Okay.
decide your fate?
Sure. Where's the pot? What am I betting here?
Well, you've been betting your whole life, I would say. It's time to see what you have won or what you have lost.
Is this another derby?
I'm French. How could I be Darby?
Bats flings him a finger gun. Go for it.
How does he know Darby's not French?
Let me see. Temperance we have drawn. Success through balance and moderation. So you, according to this, you should avoid rash decisions, extreme solutions, and you should also avoid being timid or arrogant. So it's probably actually advising you against gambling as well.
I kind of like to live life on the edge, but continue.
Your next card is the devil. Oh dear. The devil dares you to break free of addiction or unhealthy attachments. You can also feed on self-hatred. Are there any habits in yourself, any sightly habits that perhaps you have not questioned or dealt with?
Is this an intervention?
Is the card? Is merely the card? It's Mojo.
I can't think of anything, dealer. How many more cards?
Flashbacks all the torture. One more card. This one is what determines your ending. This could be many years from now, or perhaps in the next 5 minutes. Perhaps you eat some bad shrimp, huh?
Maybe. Bats rolls his tongue over the cyanide capsule.
The Wheel of Fortune. A change of circumstances. Sometimes for the better, sometimes not. So, your end, when it comes, will be accompanied by a swift change in fortunes.
Is that good?
It's not for me to say. Perhaps it is fact. Whether it is good or bad is for your own deciding at the time.
All right. What did I win?
You won the fortune.
Well, where's the money? I thought this was a gambling. I thought this was a game.
I have $5 here. You can have this. But if you get the $5, does that not mean your fortune has changed? You're risking death.
You know what? I'll take what I can get. Thanks.
Imagine if he dies right here.
I think I'm gonna go.
You should take care never to have your fortune change. It's too risky.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go play blackjack right now. Thanks, guy.
As you're walking to the blackjack table, you do see that someone is approaching you, Bats. I don't know if you recall from your time when you were captured in New York, Davide, who used to be one of your sort of colleagues when you were in the mafia.
Oh, didn't we kill him?
Well, it seems like he was part of the FBI. He was like taking part in a sting when you like ran away. He was like going after your boss. But it seems he's here now as well, wearing a suit.
Oh, look at you!
Nice seeing you here.
Yeah, you too. Remind me again. How much do you know about me?
No, I was going to ask you the same thing. I'm pretty sure I said the words FBI in front of you. Well, it's not. Maybe that's no longer accurate. BPA it is now. Bureau of
BPA?
Paranatural Activities. This
Oh,
party celebrates setting it up.
the words reality pizza mean anything to you?
Oh, that's my boss's ability, right? Did they
Yeah.
drag you into this thing too?
Yep, something about a negotiation, you know. Look, I'm just here for the well, to be honest, I'm here to earn some money.
What, like gambling?
I mean, it's a rich man's party. I mean, why not? High rollers, you know. How many times you get this opportunity?
Well, I guess if you got the opportunity, make the most of it. Just a word of warning: don't get yourself too exposed here.
What are you
The
talking about?
senator that runs this place, he's sort of the patron of this new agency. He's a dangerous character. Don't show weakness when you don't need to. It's all I'm saying. It's sharks in the
Yeah,
blood.
I've heard. So is this guy a stand user?
And he's not a stand user, no, at least not that I know of. But most people don't advertise it. You know what I mean?
You know what? That's true. Look, all right, we're already on speaking terms. Why don't we get together? You know, our groups figure this out before it's too late. Someone starts shooting at someone or takes their stand out. I'm really not in the mood to get into a fight right now.
Well, I'd love to get together with you, but I got to be out of here pretty soon. I've got a mission.
What are you talking
With
about?
well, the BPA we deal with stand-related paranormal phenomena for you at the USA. That's our remit anyway. There's a whole lot of stuff that's gone unaddressed. I'm heading out there with my team to deal with some of that.
So all your guys are leaving?
My squad is. I don't know about the rest. Reality Pizza, for example, she's staying here.
Okay. All right. Look, you got any tips? We're trying to negotiate. Look, I'm not going to breach too many details, but we're trying to negotiate a ceasefire with your agency. Got any tips for handling this socially? I mean, these
I'd
guys seem
say,
like dicks.
I'd say have
Thought we
something to
already
give.
negotiated the ceasefire. Aren't
That's
we
what you're here
just
to do.
leaving now?
That's what we're here
Oh.
to do. Yeah, we haven't done it quite yet, but like basically get that worked out.
What
I'd
did you
say
say,
make
Tom?
sure you have something to offer.
Something to offer. Right. Okay. One last thing. The
Yeah.
Better Angels. They on your radar?
Name doesn't ring familiar for me. That's some
Right.
sort of like Catholic thing.
No, it's just it's a gang we're hunting down. You know, low level street shit, but they're real tough.
Right. Well, I don't know. I've been dealing with stuff over in Lee, so if anything like that comes up, I might shoot you a call if I can
A
find your
call?
number.
Yeah. All right. Good luck. See you around.
Hey, you don't know, I'm a resourceful guy. Maybe your phone will ring someday.
Yeah, maybe. And as Bats walks away to the blackjack table, he kind of mutters "fucker" under his breath.
Jesus. And we swoosh over to the rest of the party for the time being.
So, what else do we see once we're inside? I know you mentioned there's tables around and people sort of conversing, but is there any, like, other than the entertainment, anything of interest going on? Like, people that stand out specifically, like their clothing or what they're talking about?
Well, the swordwoman has approached you. I noticed that your companion has gone missing already.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Reality Pizza?
Doesn't ring a bell to me.
I nudge Chelsea. Stop it.
I didn't meet her. I don't know her. I met Symmetry Guy. I assume you were with the group. I think
Director Devard, yes.
Yes.
He's waiting for you upstairs with the senator.
Do I?
She says that, but if you look over to like the center of the party, you can see what seems to be that senator in a big cowboy hat talking to his guests.
I peer over her shoulder.
Are you sure?
Oh, Mr. Devard says stand. A person can be in multiple places at once.
Right. What if I don't want to see Devad? Can we just talk to the senator?
Well, he's the director of the people you are making a ceasefire with, so I don't know how negotiations would proceed.
I hate him, though. That's unfortunate. Okay, driver, maybe you should do the talking on this. I'll just stand there and look intimidating.
Fine.
Because, like, honestly, if I have to talk to him, I'm probably going to say some shit that'll blow this because that guy sucks.
Out of character. Have we met him before? I don't remember.
You guys didn't. He just fought Chelsea and she chased him off.
It made you fall through the sky forever.
Yeah, he put me in the endless sky loop. I fucking hate him.
Oh wait, that guy is the leader?
Yeah.
He's a director of this.
This is actually really fucked up because he was also the gang leader in part 1 for the gang.
He wasn't a gang leader. He was the director of this organization.
No, he was the gang leader that betrayed Samuel, remember?
No, he was working with the gang leader.
Okay. That's not how I remember, but I'll believe you because that was also like 3 or 4 years ago.
I got the notes, don't worry. I remember what happened.
Okay.
Kane's got the fucking receipts. You can't gaslight him.
I'm not trying to. I'm all right. I guess I misremembered then. All right, so yeah, this guy sucks. TLDR. I'll leave that to you guys. But are we gonna go up there right away? Or do
Might
we
as well.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what the fuck Bats is doing, but whatever. Leave him to his business.
Hey,
He's betting Good Trouble's allowances on blackjack.
Vasilii, are you gonna come up with us, or are you gonna stay with Bats?
I think he would love to meet a U.S. senator.
Perfect. All right, let's move.
Do we have any sort of communication, or are you guys just gonna let Bats like?
You will die.
He's
will
lost
die.
to the gambling.
Genesis will appear before you and be like all alone.
He's already being attacked by Darby, I think.
Good times.
Right, okay, well, she sort of leads you up this set of massive stairs in the centre of the room. You can see the crowd sort of shrinking beneath you as you go up to the second floor. And through some hallways until you reach a set of doors. This is Senator Green's private boardroom, if you'd like to proceed.
Yeah.
And the doors swing open. And indeed, it's like a corporate boardroom, but there's 2 men already in here, basically. At the end of this long table, there's Davad, who's sort of standing with his hands clasped behind the central chair, and sitting on that central chair with his boots up on the table and a big cowboy hat on his head, is who must be Senator Green, a middle-aged man with a great bushy mustache. Well, I suppose this is the good trouble I've been hearing so much about, then. You want to take a seat or stand there all day?
I go ahead and take a seat.
Would you sit long table?
I sit like right across from him.
Right, opposite end of the table, then?
Yeah.
I take whatever seat is furthest away from Davad mathematically.
See, Vasilii, where are you going to sit?
He's gonna sit on whichever side ruins the symmetry the most.
Oh, no. Well, you want me to raise my voice? It's going to be hard to get my voice all the way down there. You're a little shy?
Who's he talking to?
All of you.
What do you... I don't know. It's your fault for having a big table, bro.
I mean, I just wanted to sit across from him.
Well, I'm sensing some tension in the room. Director Davad, is there something I should know about? We previously came into conflict. I don't understand why there should be hard feelings over it.
You put me in an endless sky loop and definitely awoken a fear of heights in me. That
was purely business.
Was it?
I can't be blamed for your own mental fragility.
Hold me back, driver.
I
put a hand on Chelsea's shoulder. Chelsea?
We're about 30 words in, ready to get into a punch-up. Well, they did good. Oh, Davad, you go fuck off. You leave the room. Certainly. And he calmly walks to the door, sort of opens it to step out, looks at you, Chelsea, goes, and then leaves.
You know what? Maybe I should have just let you do that.
You two got a history I should know about?
Yeah, I'm ready to hear the story myself.
Well, we fought each other. I bested him naturally because I'm a great fighter and have the mind of a tactician. And his resolution was to shove me in an endless portal where I was falling forever. I only imagined to get out with basically sheer luck. It was terrifying. And he's not a good person.
Well, where I see it, people in the line of work that becomes necessary when dealing with the geopolitical context of our times. A good person is a very rare commodity. Would you say you folks are a good people?
Oh God, no, not me. I mean, driver maybe, but the rest of us definitely not.
How about you? You were the face. He's looking at Vasilii. You say you're a good person. You're good at being a person.
Good at being a person.
Well, about that, he's good at being like a monkey or various animals.
Well,
He
hell,
loves being a
most people are
Neanderthal.
monkeys. Where you see those fucking idiots down there gorging themselves, drinking themselves stupid. Everyone deep down wants to be a monkey. Is my philosophy. You've got to
I
provide
think
them the
as you
opportunity.
mentioned-
Oh my god, do I have an island that I would love to show you?
I think Cassie mentions like the people who are like gorging themselves stupid big monkeys Vasilii goes, hey, wait a minute. Where'd bats go?
Don't worry about him.
What do you mean? There's more of you?
There's
Uh
and let's just ignore him for the time being. He's clearly not taking this seriously.
Meanwhile,
Well-
Bat's on his 16 winning streak.
He is having
He's
the most
funding next year,
intense.
good trouble.
He is having the most intense, serious, focused game of blackjack he has ever had in his life.
If he just wins 20 more times, he'll have the $1 million he needs to buy his freedom.
Exactly.
He's in Squid Game right now.
Yeah.
can do it bats. Just lick cookie.
But yeah, Senator.
We're
Listen,
not lip smacking. I'm told we're here for purposes of peace.
yeah. Listen, I'm not going to pretend our organizations don't have reasons to be at each other's throats. But right now, there's a threat bigger than the both of us going on. And I take out like files of like the better angels, and I like slide them across the table.
Who are these handsome fellers? Oh, and a beautiful lady as well.
These are the better angels. They're part of basically a secret society that wants to control the world from the shadows. Their leader is a genetically modified pillar man, if you've ever heard of those.
Can't say I rightly have. What's he, some kind of architect?
Not quite. They're the most ancient form of vampire.
I see.
Yeah, Dracula
What,
type.
what about this fella here? He's pointing that the weird sort of transforming person with the orange hair. This I don't know, bubblegum elemental. Play D&D.
I don't actually remember which one he's talking
D&D
about.
actually isn't out until the 80s.
There was like a person who was like transforming, who could transform.
Right.
D&D didn't exist until the 80s.
This is an alternate timeline.
That's the prototype version that only rich people in the 70s had.
Yeah.
I've got a contact in the industry, Mr. Gygax
Yeah,
sent
like
me all his
10-year-old
materials.
Gygax chained up in the basement writing D&D rules.
Write the new campaign, or else Ray will have to do it.
D&D was a rich man's game before it was publicized.
Wrote to the commoners.
Yeah, the player characters were played by poor people, and if they made it to the end, they got the treasures.
It's like a poor person playing D&D and a rich person behind with like a whip.
Now, whack him with your axe! But that's my brother! I said I'm rolling
Is this
to
the new
attack.
season of Squid Game?
I told you to min-max, but it's not RP. I don't give a shit.
I don't
So,
believe I don't believe I've encountered the shapeshifter quite yet. Chelsea?
I saw him briefly on the boat. I think he might not. I don't know. I didn't get a feeling like that was a stand, but I don't know any more than that. I only saw him briefly.
So you're telling me this is a gang of real bad folks, is what you're saying, and
More or less. We already know they tried to stage an assassination attempt on the president.
wow, president. Which one's that?
The president of the United States of America?
Well, there's been a recent switchover.
The one,
Previous or current?
the one that someone tried to assassinate.
Oh, well, okay.
I forgot his name. I'm sorry, I don't follow politics.
You don't know who the president is?
Yeah, you said which? You know what? All right,
Ford. It was Ford.
Ford.
Thank you. Oh, wait, who said that? Sorry, this building's haunted.
No, you're good. Listen, on whatever day it was,
I know I'm good. This is my fucking
on
house.
this day, they're planning to do something to everyone, and if we don't stop them, everything we know could change.
I see. And because of this, what do you want from me and mine then?
We want our names cleared, first of all. We want new cover identities so we can live peacefully back in the United States and operate. And if possible, we'd like access to your resources and information. In exchange, we are quite skilled at what we do as well. If you have any operations that need to be done, we would be willing to cooperate. We also
My stand excels in recording and replicating information. I'd be I hate driver secretly really doesn't want to say this, but I'd be able to help get information. I'd be able to help get reliable information across the Iron Curtain for the rest of the Cold War.
I see. Well, that information warfare is among the highest of the combat arts. So, let me summarize briefly. So, in exchange for me allowing yourselves, a clandestine organization, to operate freely in the United States of America and craft you new life stories and whatnot while I'm at it too, I have your words that you'll give me a helping hand if a hand should need help in the future.
if you need proof, if there's anything you need done before we seal the deal, just name it. I'm
Who's your
sure
leader?
you've got work that needs to get done that you don't exactly want traced back to you.
Who's your leader? How about that? It's an easy mission. Don't even have to leave the room.
Neil Speedwagon.
Hey,
Neil Speedway from
We don't have a choice, Chelsea.
he has a. Neil's got.
We don't have a choice.
from Speedwagon Foundation. Hey, he was running the place a little while ago before he he disappeared. I guess he started running your place instead, huh?
Hmm.
Can I tell you something interesting?
Go ahead.
You were telling me about this fella here. I think I might actually know this fella. He's tapping a photo of Genesis. You said this was the genetically engineered caveman or whatever.
Something like that.
Well, I happen to know because I'm a man of means. I hope you understand. I've got people telling me all sorts of stuff all over the place. I had a little birdie in the Speedwagon Foundation told me quite a while ago that little Neil Speedwagon went and gave the little genetic sample of one of these monsters out to some unknown figures. I don't know what he traded them for, but he gave it away.
So you're trying to turn us against our boss, is that it?
Well, I'm just telling you information I thought you might find interesting.
Regardless of what Neil's done, he currently is responsible for something more important to me than, frankly, whatever the fuck dirty business he has. So, as far as blackmail is concerned, that doesn't matter to me. Do you have what you want from us?
I see. Well, I do. I would say I do. I do have what I want from you.
Okay. So, do we have a deal then?
Before we seal that with with some whiskey. Who was it that brought you to my attention again? It was Simeon Samuel? What's his name?
Scraggly.
Simon Scraggly. Well, you want to see him? I mean, he's been running to meet you guys. He couldn't stop singing your praises.
Do you guys think he's like gonna open a closet? It's gonna be like a dead or like pinned up Scraggly. He's like a freaky serial killer.
For a second, I thought this guy was about to reveal he was the shapeshifter, honestly.
Sure, why don't you show us Scraggly? I don't like the way you ominously worded that, though, Senator.
Well, you're good at telling intentions through voice, I would say. He taps a button on the bottom of his table, a hatch in the ceiling opens up, and Scraggly's corpse drops into the center of the table. There's a bullet wound between his eyes. Now, there's a lot of interesting information you told me about these better angels. It's just a darn shame that you got here second, you know?
I fucking look at Driver because he gave away the name for Speedwagon, and Speedwagon being in danger means that Jimmy's in danger. So naturally, Chelsea pulls out her gun and tries to shoot this guy.
So you pull out your gun. It barks fire, and he receives a matching bullet wound between his eyes and drops down dead to the floor.
Wait, fuck! There's a second one. I'm gonna try and run out and get to the other one.
So as you run out and get to barge to the door, you see standing on the other side of the door is the woman with the sword, like in a ready pose, like about to draw it. Her eyes flick up towards you, and she goes, "Someone like you." And suddenly, from your perspective, Chelsea,
goddamn.
she vanishes. And from your perspective, Chelsea, everyone else vanishes.
Oh fuck! I'm in
And-
the other reality now with her, right?
So, and something similar happens to Vasilii and Driver as the three of you are reality pizzaed.
So how does her ability work again?
Well, except for sort of like sends you to like an instance zone, basically.
Okay. So we're all in different instances with her, or is she only with one of us?
She's not necessarily with any of you.
Oh, so we're all just in different instances of reality on our own?
Whether you're on your own is another question.
Okay, so everyone in the room is gone. We just see ourselves right now. Okay. Fuck. How do we know how they got out of it last time?
From what I recall,
What did you do,
Driver
Driver?
Driver defeated her.
Yeah.
So if she doesn't fight us, we're just fucked.
That's one method of getting out of it that you are aware of. But Chelsea, as you are like stumbling out into this hallway, there is the bang of a bullet, and a window next to you shatters, and a bullet like whizzes past your face and hits the wall.
Oh fuck. Do I see who fired it?
If you like glance towards when you can see like the brief gleam of a sniper scope far in the distance.
Oh, is this round 2 then? And I'm going to sort of, because I'm at the top of the second floor, right?
Yeah.
I jump onto the rail and start sliding down, and I like put my other arm with the gun over my first arm, and I try and take pot shots with the bone bullets.
Okay. I would say so. Your assailant is also going to fire at the same time. So it's going to be snipe versus snipe here right now.
Okay. Safe, lucky precision. Let's see, we got. It's not terrible.
Pluck and precision. Well, sorry, not pluck and precision. It's Yeah, actually, it's pluck and precision.
2 successes.
One, two, three, four. So you fire your bone bullet, and another bullet slams through it and shatters it, and strikes you like in the hand that's holding your bone gun.
Did he counterattack?
Well, he counterattacked it in a way that destroyed the bullet.
Okay. Alright. So I get shot in the hand. She goes, ah! And drops the gun that was holding it, presumably, as she clutches her hand and tries to finish sliding over the railing, like get cover. And then presumably it's his move.
Well, it's going to swoosh over, actually,
Ooh, okay.
to Vasilii. Vasilii, you're finding yourself in another instance of the boardroom.
Oh god, not again!
Only you can see your instance seems to lack any doors. It's just a sealed room, basically.
It's all walls around me.
Yeah.
Am I alone?
You seem to be alone.
He's gonna shout at the top of his lungs. Is there an echo?
There is not, no.
He's gonna go to the closest door and try opening it.
Okay, so there's no doors per se. There's just walls.
Okay. Is there still the table?
There's still a table with all the chairs around it.
Okay. He's gonna throw a chair at the wall.
So you're going to pick up a chair?
Yes.
Okay, you pick up a chair, go throw it at the wall. When you go to let go of it, you find that your hands do not let go of it. It's like the chair's stuck to your hands. And as you are sort of perceiving this, you see the chair like melt in your grip into this orange slimy substance, and like partially shapeshift part of it like protrudes out and forms a human head looking at you.
Is it his own head?
It's the shapeshifter.
Oh. I don't know who the hell you are, and I don't care.
Sorry, but you're not going anywhere.
He's gonna try. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say after he says that, his hand just like he forms an arm, and that arm just as quickly becomes like a blade, and he like slashes towards your neck.
I have just the device for this. He pulls out something that he's been holding in reserve.
Ah.
Yes, it seems it's it's a strip of obsidian, like a sword or a knife, like kind of in between in terms of size. And as he swings it at, he tries to counter. Oh, okay, my language is not working today.
I know what you mean, like parry.
Yes. He's crossing blades, but you know what obsidian originates from?
I do.
I hope this blade of lava will beat his blade of steel.
Okay, so as they clash, basically, I'm going to need you to roll a. So you're basically blocking it right now.
He wants to devolve the obsidian, like the edge of the obsidian back into lava, so he's gonna like cut through his sword and try to like go through him.
Okay, so I would say it's parry then.
Okay.
Which is wit and durability, and that'll be against his strike, which is power and precision.
Oof.
And you do have an advantage for rule of cool there. But unfortunately, in this case, he's still. The two swords collide, and you manage to sort of block the one the blade that he's like struck you with, but with his other like hand that forms from the slime, he forms like a steel pair of claws and slashes at your arm, like gouging it deeply. And you take a hit. So.
I was waiting for. I thought you had a one-liner.
No, it's no, not 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3. Sorry, you're not that bad off. He sort of like melts out of your grip, so you're not quite stuck to him anymore, and like coalesces into an orange puddle on the floor. Like quickly, like becomes a full humanoid figure. He's like squatting on the ground in a way that sort of reminds you as a frog. He's got this like glossy, like weirdly singular piece of orange hair, and like big bulging eyes that again remind you of some sort of frog. He sort of scratches his throat and goes, "Sorry, I won't be allowing you to impede Genesis."
I think, frogs have natural prey, but sometimes the prey fights back. As might have been revealed between Vasilii and Neil earlier, he had something special for lunch today.
Yeah.
He had some bombardier beetle jerky.
See, it's true.
And so yes, and so Vasilii's throat is expanding a bit, bulging out like a frog himself, but it's not a frog. But what he spits out is like a glob of a superheated liquid that I hope melts his face off.
Okay. So you're going to play like I'd say it's probably cripple then, wit and power, and he's going to try and like dodge out the way with his body and wit.
All right.
One, two, three, four. Yeah, so you managed to get so it's almost dodged away, but then your acid like splashes over his face, like half his face, and you're like sizzling as it bubbles and begins to blister. He rolls to another position of like hissing as he's holding onto his face, and you see blood isn't coming out. It's just like some weird like green substance like leaking from his wounds, like that. Like that's what he has instead of blood. You'll pay for that, human.
Human.
He's an alien.
Ooh.
And as you are thinking human to yourself, Vasilii, we swoosh to another slice of reality. As driver, you find yourself in an empty boardroom as well. But unlike the others who had to do some look around, the second you arrive there, you hear a low chuckle from behind you. So you made it. I've been waiting for this.
Time for a rematch.
Yeah, so if you turn around, you can see sitting cross-legged, almost in a meditation pose in the center of the boardroom table, is Darius Main, the Hammond user you fought previously. And he's already sort of getting up, cracking his neck. I apologize for the deceit. It wasn't my idea.
Didn't think. I wouldn't have bet it was. You seem like the much more honorable type.
I'm glad I made a positive impression. However, I must kill you.
It's the best line ever. I love it.
Let's just make this quick. And Driver cracks his knuckles. For the first time ever, I just screwed over one of my closest friends, and I've got to make up for it.
Good. There'll be fire in your blood. And he runs at you, it looks like he's going to run at you and try and punch your face, but he suddenly drops down and tries to sweep your legs instead at the last second.
Now, this is something I've mentioned at least once in the past, but Driver, during their first fight, was very careful to record every movement that this guy made. And between then and now, Driver has been carefully studying his moves and preparing counters for them, waiting for the day where they would finally fight once more. And as he makes the sweep to go for my legs, Driver flips up into the air, forms Proto-Man into bike form, revs the engine and runs it along the wall, getting it and uses the momentum of the bike going forward to create spin off the wall and slam the bike into him.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
Okay, so is that a counter-attack then? Or are you just dodging for the moment and preparing for that, or?
Oh yeah, I guess I'm dodging for the moment and preparing for that, yeah.
Okay, so I'd say it's a dodge with advantage because of your preparations, of course. And meanwhile, he's going to be going for a grip on his part. So
I kind of forgot how counterattacks worked in this system, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no
It's
worries.
been a hot minute.
That's your body and wit against his wit and power.
Oh goodness.
Oh,
That's a
nice.
lot of successes.
Yeah, so you managed to. You've anticipated such a move, of course, and you're gone almost before he even fully carries it out. As you get onto the walls and are driving along them to avoid his blow. Oh,
Yeah.
He cracked his knuckles. Seems you've got it even better. Fantastic.
I'm glad you're pleased. And then I rev the bike, and again, I described, use the speed of driving along the wall to spin off of it and slam the bike into him.
Right. As you're doing that, he's going to bring his massive tree trunks of forearms up to sort of try and block your blow. So he's doing the Kiryu thing of trying to parry a motorbike right now. So he's going for withstand with his pluck and durability.
Can I roll speed and power for that?
Absolutely, you can.
Do I get advantage?
I'll give you an advantage for it. Yes.
Okay. Thank God. Oh no.
Ooh. So as you spin through the earth, slam the front wheel of the motorbike into his forearms, you're here it is. You expect to get those forearms crack and break underneath that tremendous impact, but Instead, you just see steam rising up as your wheel sort of skids against his forearms here, and you see his like almost glowing eyes.
He's
looking at you
using
from
the
between
hormone.
them.
He's using the hormone to harden his limbs.
He is,
I see.
yes. You can tell he's doing it with tremendous, like only the parts of his skin that back wheel's actually touching are being affected. It's much more efficient.
I see. This is. It's like Senator Armstrong.
I see you've become more skilled, but still only so strong. And he like reaches out like to try and grab you by the face now and just throw you into the wall.
I want to try and moving in midair is very difficult, but I want to like try and suddenly like shift myself, and as the wheels are still moving, slam my face into my own wheel to make the momentum like fling me out of the way.
I'd say it's a dodge. I'm going to give you an advantage for the insanity of that. So you're going to like spin it, hit yourself, and send yourself flying.
Yes.
Okay, well he's trying to grab you by the face and send you flying. It's like, I'll throw me before you can. So both you and he have advantages, by the way, because you've been forced into close proximity with him here.
Yeah. Yeah. I figured he might. That's why I had to come up with something fucking stupid.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, it's equal. Isn't it equal? 3, 4,
Let me
5.
see. Yeah, looks like it.
Okay, so it's a complicated bit of like CQC that ensues. As you try and spin it, he tries to grab you, you go to spin it, he sees that coming, reach out with his other arm to stop the bike hitting you. Like, tears the bike away, so you land like on the table with your stand flying in the opposite direction, but he hasn't actually hit you as he's sort of standing over you. Okay, do your thing, yeah.
No, you can go ahead.
I was gonna say we're gonna swoosh down, but if you've got one thing to do, we can do that still.
Okay, no, you can go ahead and swoosh down.
Okay, so he's standing over you menacingly for the time being then. Let me swoosh down. 2 bats in the party. You're making a killing in blackjack right now.
Would I have any like pager or indicator that we would use for communication?
Well, you've carried pages on every mission so far, so I can't imagine
Right.
not just
Right,
arbitrarily
okay.
not taking one.
All right, so I'm winning blackjack. How much am I up by now? How many games have we played?
An obscene amount. Like
In both
you
categories?
know the meme where like guys like mining and he stops just before reaching the diamonds.
Right.
You're in the diamonds right now.
Okay.
You've reached the
So
point.
Bats on his gambling high is gonna go, you know what, dealer? I'd bet everything on this next game.
Wow, that sounds like a spectacularly exciting game. Mind if I join you? And a hand lands on your shoulder.
I look over.
Is Genesis. Hello.
Bat.
And we cut,
Oh fuck.
and we cut to black.
Can I just say, by the way, if anyone's different, even before I watched JJK, for some reason when I think Genesis, I can only imagine Ghetto, like from JJK.
I can sort of picture it as well,
Okay.
the attitude.
Yeah, for real.
I keep imagining this guy naked in every situation he appears in.
It's because it's so beautiful.
Well, I mean, the Pillarmen are like always like
Right.
in their thongs.
Yeah,
you know?
he's only wearing a Speedo from the 70s, like really
Well,
brightly colored.
Genesis is a twink, right? Like he's not like built like the other.
There is
Pillarmen.
no fucking way. You cannot have a Pillarman be a twink. They
The
have
no,
to be
he's-
like
the thing is, when it comes to
the
Tanhoney villains, it's more
No,
likely
hold
to
on.
be a twink than not a twink.
Oh,
That's
you
right,
know
that-
what? You're right.
No,
Tan
from the way that this
only
guy's
makes
been
twink.
acting,
If there was
from the
gonna
way
be a
this
twink
guy's been
Pillarman in
acting-
JoJo, it would be Tan's character.
No, leave me alone. He's a Pillarman. I never said he was a twink. You said that.
In fact, I bet he made Neil Speedwagon a twink too, didn't he?
No, Neil's big.
None of you. I've not said this. You said this.
Well, what's Genesis' body type? There's no way he's built like cars.
He's a Pillarman. Well, he's not like
Of course
he's not
Of
huge.
course,
He's a
he's
top
got to
five
be built like
Pillarman.
cars. He's a Pillarman. They're all built like that. It's
Yeah.
He's
genetic.
built.
Fuck.
He's
Well,
like
you
a
know
Greek
what?
statue.
I don't know. I've been getting twink vibes from him. but we'll see how
That's
this
just
goes.
He's
that's
getting
just getting
soft-spoken.
tan. That's just getting tan vibes,
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
We'll never leave you alone, Tan.
Well, he's definitely naked.
though. Oh, that's not up for debate.
Yeah. He's in his little Pillarman Speedo.
In fact, you look down and scream.
Alright, is that the end of the session?
That
Yeah,
is yes, we got
Alright,
back.
I'm gonna stop recording.